Let's practice graphing some parabolas. So the first one here asks us to graph the equation y equals negative x squared minus 4x plus 5. I'm going to get my graphing calculator ready, and I'm going to type here in my y equals button, negative x squared minus 4x plus 5, minus 4x plus 5. Now I can look at the picture, but what I really want is to see the table of values so that I can plot a couple of points. Now I can go up and down. So it looks like I see here that the values are increasing. They go up to 9 and then they start decreasing again. So it looks like this one is my vertex. Negative 2, 9, negative 3, 8. So as I go back here, negative 2, 9, negative 3, 8. And if you know anything about parabolas, then you know about this line of reflection through the vertex here, right? What else do I have? Let's see, I did the 8s, 0, 5, and 1, 0. I've got 0, 5, and then I've got another one over here. Oh, there we go. I've got my 5 points, and then 1, 0. I could have plotted that one. Excellent. All right. You must plot 5 points, including the roots, which are here. Oh, I didn't plot the roots. Okay, I've got to plot my roots. What was my other one? 1, 0, and negative 5, 0. Got to read the directions. It said you must plot 5 points, including the roots, which are the x-intercepts, and the vertex, which I got. All right. Using the graph, determine the equation of the axis of symmetry. Okay, the axis of symmetry is an imaginary line that runs vertically through the vertex. So when we have, when we have our imaginary line here that's running through the vertex, that's a vertical line. Oops, not very straight. But that vertical line has an undefined slope, so the equation would start with an x. And it only intercepts the x-axis, and that's why you would say it is x equals negative 2. So the equation is one equation, and it is x equals negative 2. There's one equation for the axis of symmetry, and it is a vertical line running through negative 2. Excellent. Let's do another one. X squared plus 6x plus 8. I don't know if you know this, but the number in the C position is the y-intercept. So I know there's a point at positive 8 even before I get my calculator. X squared plus 6x plus 8. So let's see. X squared plus 6x plus 8. Let's take a look at the table. All right, so I've got negative 2, 0. It says I have to plot a 0, so negative 2, 0. Where's the other one? Oh, negative 4, 0. So let's see. I've got negative 2, 0, negative 4, 0. This is 1, 2 units away. This is 1, 2 units away. So there's another point, and then I got to get that vertex. Vertex here. Negative 1. There it is. Negative 3, negative 1. That's when the points start turning around. I also know that because it is halfway between these two zeros. The vertex is always going to be halfway between your two roots. So negative 3, negative 1. There we go. And perfect. Went through my y-intercept. All right. Using the graph, determine the equation of the axis of symmetry. Okay, same one as last time. So there's the vertex. The vertical line would be one equation going through the x equals negative 3 value. All right, I know they give other types of questions. This one is also a vertex. I'm going to try and skip this one. Go to the next one. Determine the equation of the axis of symmetry. That's the same question. Pretty sure there's other, okay. I guess it's always the same question. Determine the vertex of the parabola. All right, I'll answer this. X squared plus 10x plus 21. Oops. X squared plus 10x plus 21. Oops, I'm not even typing. Why didn't you tell me? X squared plus 10x plus 20. Oops. 21. X squared plus 10x plus 21, is that it? Yes. Table. Okay, so here's the vertex, right? So I see it's going lower, 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 then it starts going higher, higher, higher. And here is the vertex, negative 5, 4, negative 6, 3, negative 5, negative 4, negative 6, negative 3. And then the zeros are negative 3 and negative 7. Negative 3, negative 7. There's my 5 points. Using the graph to determine the vertex of the parabola. Oh, that's not the axis of symmetry. A vertex is a point. This is a good question. Determine the vertex of the parabola. So the vertex is this point right here. So that is a single point, and it is negative 5, negative 4. Okay. Next problem. Using the graph to determine the roots. Okay. X squared minus 12x plus 35. X squared minus 12x plus 35. Was that the minus 12x plus 35? Yep, okay. Look at the table, and whoa, those are some big numbers. So let's get down to something we can graph. Here we go. 3, 8. Here's the zeros. 5, 0, 7, 0, and 6, negative 1. So 5, 0. Oops, that's negative 5. 5, 0, 7, 0, and 6, negative 1. Right? Is that what we had? 5, 0, 7, 0, 6, negative 1. And 4, 3. Okay. So 4, 3. And then that's 8, 3. Awesome. This one asks us to determine the roots. So the roots are actually two numbers, and those roots are 5 and 7. Roots are 5 and 7. Okay, I believe these are the only 3 questions they ask on this task. They ask you to find roots. They ask you to find equations, and they ask you to find axis of symmetries or vertex. Whoop, I just got logged out. All right, you get the main idea. All right, let's try the last task on parabolas, and this is about the a value. Right, so when you have an a value, that means you are the leading coefficient here in the front, and that leading coefficient has an effect on your type of, what do they call it? Dilation, right? So the number here in front of the x squared, it can make you more narrow, or it can make you more compressed, right? Larger than 1 is more narrow. A fractional value is more wide or compressed. You can also have a negative value, which would make you upside down. Okay, so that's what we're looking for here when we look at our a. So an a value that's greater than 1 is going to be skinnier, right? And the word we use for that is more narrow. So if the a value is greater than 1, it's going to be more narrow. If the a value is between 0 and 1, or a fraction, it's going to be wider. And if the a value is less than 1, less than 0. If the a value is going to be less than 0, which means it's negative, if the a value is 0, it's going to be upside down or reflected. Upside down or reflected. All right, there's my notes. Okay. Let's go over to our pictures here. Now these pictures can be swapped in their positions, right? You can move them around just by clicking them. So I have a equals 1, a equals negative 4, and a equals 1/4 or 0.25. So you see this one here? It has a negative value. So it's the only one that's going to be upside down. So that means this one goes in the middle. Now, these are similar. They're both facing up, but one is more narrow and one is more wide. And the wider one has to be the decimal or fraction. So I think this is the right order. So I'm going to submit my answer. And let's try another one. All right, so I'm looking for ones that are negative first, because those are the easiest ones to figure out because they are upside down. And then the higher the number, the skinnier or more narrow the parabola. So 4 is higher than 1, so 4 should be more narrow or stretched. So I'm going to swap this. What? That wasn't supposed to happen. Okay, let's just take him. There we go. All right, that's what you got to do. Submit my answer. And let's do this one more time, okay? I've got 2 negative values this time. So that means this is the only one going upwards. So this one goes in the middle. All right, now I need to decide who is more narrow and who is more wide, right? So this one is 1, so that's going to be more narrow. And this one is going to be more wide. So I'm going to move this over here. What the heck? This one's negative. Okay, this one's negative. Oh, this one's negative as well, sorry. This one is a -1, so it is the more narrow one. This is the -1/4, so it's more wide. And this is the one going up. Great, we're done. Again, one last time. Looking for negative values means they're upside down. So this one is in the right position. This one is the fractional value, so it's more wide. And this one is the 1 value, so it's more narrow. Fantastic. All right, that concludes this lesson.